Pop out your city, no talk. Blowing that big dope, indoor, free, don't need no smoke. I get them line, no free throw. Whoa, killer kid, mommy, come deep though. Look, don't make it high, I'm in coat. Pushing the buttons, no cheat code. I wanna link with a free code. No, wait, stacking them chips, Frito. Got my degree, it ain't Frito. Heard you getting money, so take out a knot. Never been in the trap, you know in the spot. I got K with the slice, I got A with the Glock. Gotta seen in my bottle, bro, day with the mop. Cleaning, I'm off the wop. Speeding. You even love it or leave it. Never say I'm in love, it don't mean it. Cover, she gave me brain like a genius. I need it. I'ma speak up if I peep it. Wait, low. Step in the booth and go loco. She in my face with a toto. Say you know killers, I know more. Bro, keep it night, he like Romo. You know we rolling that Zaza, smelling that shit when we drive by. Like, you niggas be singing nah. We know you really ain't bout that life. Low key, but they know me. Grown feeling like I'm battling the old me. Virus roll me, should be smoking by my dolly. But my niggas been sick, a police. And I'm high like a bat. Spoon for the pain, we get killed cause we black. Hop out, got gang in the back. Talk loud, that nigga should rap. Go. I got a shout out to Low. Ran down, caught Billy, no go. Pop out, your city, no talk.
That was that.
Yes, sir. That was this week's Undiscovered Heat. That is Go by Ty Lowe. I repeat, that is Go by Ty Lowe, friend of the show.
Make sure you get that on ODSPs, UB alum, Harlem ambassador, all that.
Facts. But with that being said, we're back.
Woo!
All right, so before I play the drops, before I introduce anybody, I just want to say we are sorry.
Yeah, it hasn't been our fault. Let's say that.
It's inexcusable on our part because we didn't say anything.
We didn't. We did not.
We ghosted the girl, our audience.
Definitely ghosted the audience.
Niggas hit us up like,
is crazy.
Yo, where's my fix? You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely sorry that was y'all experience. But with that being said, it's the Lunchroom Podcast.
We are back.
We back. I don't foresee any issues with us recording going forward, provided nothing happens, knock on wood. So it's your boy Dapper Dan. Across from me is my guy Fritz. Next to my guy Fritz is my guy Ray, aka the movie guy. And behind the cam, Ruz, with a Z, is my guy Fresco Fredo. How y'all doing?
Feeling good, man. Good
Smelling
to be
better.
back. Good. You gotta do cologne?
For me,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was like, Ray smelling different.
It's that wild self for me.
Nah, real shit. Just hit this drop real quick. Oh my God.
Nigga,
because you know what's
I was doing this getting money. Showing niggas some love, nigga. Wabbly dabbly. Niggas out here don't love me, nigga. They don't love.
All right, so make sure y'all show us love on all the platforms: IG, Twitter, YouTube,
like, comment,
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the good stuff. Everything that you touch, we probably on there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Want to jump right into things?
Let's get right into it. There's been a lot going on, but I feel like we got to talk about Texas being 100% open.
Fact, jumping right into the lunch line.
We got to.
Texas made that announcement last week?
I think it was last week.
The governor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just about last week. So, everything is open. It's 100% open.
No mask mandate.
The mask mandate is gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying we back, baby. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people felt the way about it. Either, they felt negative or positive about it. I wanted to read the room. How do y'all feel about this?
I saw this was inevitable is the word I'd use to describe it.
It's a perfect word.
Because somebody said a tweet the other day, and I think it described it perfectly. It said, yo, America just shut down for a year, came with no conclusion. And
so we back.
We back, baby. We back, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is what's going to happen, bro.
It starts now. It starts now.
We outside.
Yeah, bro. So that's my take on it. It was bound to happen. It sucks because obviously we're not anywhere near ready according to officials, but who am I? But one citizen of America that pays way too much in taxes.
That's a fact. Oh my God. Honestly, again, I'm not surprised. For me, it was only gonna be bound to happen eventually, especially with the weather getting better. And
I forgot to do the drop for Lunchline Chatter.
This drop.
I got news for you.
Oh yeah.
We still got news for you. But either way, I also thought about it like this. Because I remember I was watching a lot of the capsules for like the 90s and like early 2000s.
I watched the 90s and
90s shit.
No,
it's on HBO Max, right?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. I think it's like a time thing.
Niggas love running that with that idea.
I watched the 90s and 2000s. I didn't watch anything back.
But I think it was the 90s, if not the 80s. But when HIV first came out, that was like
80s.
That was a pandemic too.
Yeah, mid 80s.
That was a pandemic too, and like if you look at it, there's kind of been like a solution for AIDS and whatnot, but like
There isn't.
there is exactly. So it's like if there wasn't a solution for AIDS and HIV, I don't really see that there wasn't gonna be a solution for this. They like they say, this is something we kind of have to deal with now. Like they had the vaccines and stuff. It's been like a slow rollout on that, but the country not gonna shut down for more than a year, bro. I'm not gonna front. Lost too much money. You're trying to make up for all that and then some.
Shit. It's like I feel like I definitely feel like it's just I feel like it's mad aggressive. 100% everything open. Like
I mean, sometimes you gotta just put your whole foot in it. Sometimes. You know
I mean, Texas, yeah, they bugging out for that. That's not a
my
slow
thing
roll.
100%,
Texas
bro.
was never closed.
But damn.
So, but all they did was just like take the like label off of it. It was never closed.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? It was never shut down.
Shit. I mean, and the other question was like, when do y'all think the rest of the country will follow suit? I mean, we got places like Atlanta, Georgia, and Florida and shit that's basically open, just like Texas was.
Mm-hmm.
But when do y'all think the rest of the country is going to follow suit?
I don't see New York and Cali following suit until about summer 2022, to where they can say, "Yo,
2022."
Where they
like
say
100% open.
where they say like, "Yo, we don't need masks at all," and stuff like that. 100% like
Sheesh.
life is back to normal. Summer 2022. But if you're talking like slightly rolling back, I could say as close as this summer, we'll start slowly rolling back, and like maybe we won't have any more in the towns like any more less than like 50% in indoor dining. You know what I'm saying? You know how they rolled it back like 25.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually going up to 50 like next week.
Exactly. So I feel like it might stay there. We might never go backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't think
and
about
then things like parties will start opening up.
I was just about to ask that. So when do you think like lounges and stuff like that will open? Because
I think lounges you can not in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm specifically talking about New York because like
lounges and restaurants though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's true. But that's illegal. Like feel me, like not supposed to do that.
Like a party.
Yeah, feel me, like at night, you know, when they change it into the night spot, that's always been kind of illegal. But like either way, I'm talking about actual like clubs and lounges and shit like that. Like you don't.
I feel like to the capacity we know and love, summer 2022. But to a smaller degree, I feel like if you're talking max 100 with a good amount of space, I could see that summer towards the end of middle of our summer.
I'm not gonna lie, the way New York was moving, I thought shit not would be open, but like the lounges and shit gonna be in full swing by June, July. Because
that's my prediction, by the way. I'm not.
They're not predictions. Just predictions.
I'm not an expert.
I was giving June, July because again,
like, Fauci are not, but 10 pounds.
New York was the epicenter, so I could see them being more strict than the rest of the country.
Of course,
but
and
like
Cali as well.
They not the New York trying to make their money too, feel me? And also not them, like the businesses that shut down, they trying to make more money too. So once it. For me, I feel like once they give the go, they're gonna be in full swing party mode type shit.
If they get Cuomo out of here, you might see
niggas is really trying to get him out of here, bro.
Yeah, bro.
If they get him out of here, you
really trying to get him out.
I honestly don't mind. To be honest with you, like
I mean, I'm not a fan.
I'd rather it should be like that because again, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to deal with another summer like last year as far as like parties getting shut down because of the whole COVID and the illegal shit and all that. I'm not like. Niggas was getting backyard shits getting shut down because it was just too much people. I'm just like, no, son, come on. We need a New York summer again.
Nah,
son.
summer 2021 is feeling like a movie.
I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm not trying to jinx it.
I'm just saying, I feel it in the air, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not trying to jinx it, son. We said that about 2020. We said that about 2020, so I'm not trying to jinx shit, bro.
That was a whole,
I'm not trying to jinx shit, bro. I'm not putting the words out there, son. I don't care.
Fucking, I concur with your predictions. Summer 2022 sounds just about right. But like Ray said, it's New York City. Niggas got to get that money back. We'll see, man. We'll see how shit moves.
It's a good toss-up. Next on the docket, I thought this was important. Triller buys Versus. For those that are familiar, Versus was the little one-on-one battles they were having with the notable artists, producers, songwriters throughout the pandemic. Started pretty much in the beginning where it was just pretty much the Instagram Live, and it became something, really official with
sponsored by Ciroc.
Yeah, with Apple involved as well, and I think on a licensing term, I guess was what that was. And somehow now Triller is involved, and I thought this was important because we had conversations about Triller before, with Triller, stepping into that boxing. They already were doing the music thing, and now they're stepping into boxing.
They're getting crazy,
and then now they get into another live
pay-per-view or
you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Space.
So another thing I want to bring up about that was just the deals of the contract itself. Was that
shareholders,
the shareholders, like everybody that, according to the article, everybody and Swiss, like Swiss says this himself, like everybody that performed on Versus has a little stake in it. So even if it's a little bit, that's still great to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That in itself is a plus. I feel like they had to push for something like that because the culture would have gave him hell for just selling the shit. Because it was a black owned thing.
I feel
and I read like comments like that a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
No, because people was giving that same energy to Hove. But I mean, my thing with that is, well, Hove with Tidal and this are two different things to me, because I feel like Tidal, that was never for us. That was for the artists.
Right.
That wasn't for the consumer. We were just helping them, with their platform. This was kind of for us. So I feel like that's why I feel like
it was for us, but
fields.
like I feel like Swiss and Tim, they made it in a way where it also helped the artists too over time.
Absolutely.
Like in the beginning, it started for us, but then I guess they seen a way where it could help everybody,
Right.
which I respect more. Because for me, you got 112 and all these people that probably like generations don't know about them, making money now. They probably, when the shit opened back up, able to tour and all this. For me, you probably broke a whole new audience for these people, which I love. So if they got stakeholders and stuff like that, like, I think that's good business.
Nah, it is good business for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Whether people want to take it personal or not,
Yeah,
whether
they have
like
seats
it's
on the
not for
board.
us like anymore or some shit like that. I, if anything, also I thought about it like this. I feel like they had to do this because with pay-per-view and stuff like that, I feel like it gets better quality. Like, you know how like with the Apple streaming and stuff like that, the quality was there, but you can't do shit at least for me, I couldn't be on my phone and mirror at the same time.
Right, yeah.
So like I feel like with pay-per-view, you're like, yeah, you're paying for it. Who knows how much you're gonna pay for it? But at least like the quality is not gonna cut off.
Right.
And none of that shit. Like you're gonna get probably the best product there is because it's more money behind it.
Yeah, no, I concur with that. I thought it was a good deal. Like, with the shareholders is what sold me for sure.
That's the best part of the deal.
Yeah, facts.
But you can't be mad at them for. I already knew they were building this shit up to sell it eventually. It just no matter who they was going to sell it to.
That's
That's what you're supposed to do for the most
Right.
part, unless it's something that there's something that you wanted to do for your whole life. Whatever. It depends on the person, I guess. But this is a big deal. I just want to see how Triller's going to go about it. Like, if they're gonna change the whole setup, if it's gonna be like in stadiums, like like they have it now, so they could do whatever with it. But we'll see.
Facts. Well, I'm interested to see where that goes. But moving on down to Lunchline Chatter, I've always pondered this, but I didn't want to be the guy to say it.
Oh man,
Is Dr. Seuss racist?
This is news to me because again, I never thought about it at all like that. I didn't get that picture. I didn't get that.
What exactly is it that
They
spawned
said okay, so I don't know what it is, but so according to the New York Times, they came up with a article that said it's 6 books that Dr. Seuss has made that they're taking off the market because of illicit images.
Yeah, like just the way things were pictured in the book.
I guess they came up as racist.
It comes off as I forgot the word, it's escaped me, but there's a certain word they use for like not a caricature or something, but like
It's a caricature. It was a caricature.
Caricature? Or
Yeah,
like
that word kicking his ass.
a caricature. Probably, I don't know, son. I know I don't know English like that. Son.
But yeah, like it just came off as like the caricatures kind of came off as like them old time like 18,
big lip, black face.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that. But it still came off very, to me at least, looking at it from this age.
Oh, that's racist.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I was looking. I never read these Dr. Seuss books. Like I
so
never.
some shit that wasn't really that popular.
And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, I've never read that Dr. Seuss book.
I've never
heard of that one.
It was like 6 Dr. Seuss books that I've never heard of. So maybe they were racist. I don't know. Maybe for me.
I wouldn't be surprised though, because
The time period that it was written.
and there's a whole lot of racism and shit like that. And I actually seen some what's that shit, that cartoon called The Bald White Kid.
Caillou?
Caillou.
Oh, nah, he was racist.
You see that shit?
Yeah, nigga.
Bro, there was a
I
fucking
never liked Caillou.
bro, there was a clip that's going around on the internet. Like, it's a little black kid like crawling and shit. And I think Caillou was like, "Oh, I want to go to the zoo." Like, there's plenty of little monkeys out there.
Oh, nah.
That eyes?
And it pointed to like the little kid on the fucking old
Nah,
floor,
that's
bro.
crazy.
It was bad, bro.
It was bad.
Actually, where was we when this was happening? You know what I mean? Like,
we was.
why is this all just resurfacing?
No, bro.
I think it's just parent. Like for me, parents got younger and they seeing it. Because us kids, we not going to pick up on that.
I'm not at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
it's
thought that
more
was
so
my
to do
duty.
with the parents and the adults.
I would not be surprised if there was a whole lot of racism.
They were trying to say
about
that
the Seuss.
they also in talks about maybe Cat in the Hat taking it off the
Oh,
market.
Cat in the Hat?
I don't know about all that.
That's what I'm saying. They was
man.
I don't know. Dr. Seuss, I didn't ever read these books, but I read Cat in the Hat. Like,
No, everybody had to read.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't get no racism stigma from there.
You know
I
what
could
I'm
be
saying?
bugging though. I don't know.
I
Like
haven't
Fredo said, it's these damn liberals. No, another thing, bro, since we talk about cancel culture in a sense, y'all heard about Pepe Le Pew?
Nah, yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Nah, but
He's a
the little skunk from the Looney Tunes that used to be chasing around.
chasing around the holes
Yeah.
and whatnot. But basically, he's not gonna be in Space Jam no more
Old facts
because they say that he was sexually harassing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
promotes rape culture. Pretty much.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, he was wilding, but
He was
I'm not.
wilding.
He's a cartoon though. That's what I
But
think.
isn't Johnny Bravo when he tried to
He's
get on the
sweating
shorty?
right now. Whoever,
They say that
They say he's sweating.
I was gonna
Now,
say
they said
Johnny Bravo
when
facts.
Johnny Bravo tried to get on the shorty, if a shorty said no, like he wasn't holding on to her or nothing like that. He was just
He was getting
thirsty.
dubbed a lot. I
Yeah,
think
he was just
more
thirsty.
so harassment. For me, that's when it turns on like harassment terms.
Yeah, but it's like
He
why
was
are we
teetering the
going
line for
back?
sure.
Why are we going back to cartoons to
I've been
cancel
telling-
them, bro? That's mad.
I don't want to
weird.
go too deep here because I don't want to spend too much time here. But I've always said the fall of our generation is that we have too much access to information
Oh, God.
and too much time. That's the problem.
I feel what Eli's saying though. Like, why do we keep going back instead of
That-
just making something that's more appropriate?
bro.
That's my thing. We
Because
have
it's too much more. It's easier to go back and change shit and just to cancel
Than
it
to
than
make
to make
some-
new something
yeah.
new. 'Cause that's the same reason Hollywood been coming out with the same fucking the remakes
Mad
and
remakes.
part 2s, part 3s and shit like that. Because it's easy. You already have an embedded audience.
Right. The diehard fans are already there. And then you're going
Exactly.
to bring in the casuals on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
You make something new, it's no telling whether or not it's gonna hit or not. Like for me, that's if it doesn't hit, that's money wasted. Like money wasted, talent wasted, whatever. All that.
But moving forward down the lunch line chatter. Yeah, Ray, take it away.
All right, so
You
the
know.
New York Post has come out with an article for me about a man called Carl Hart. He's a professor at Columbia University and he teaches psychology and neuroscience. So the reason for the article is because he says verbatim that he does heroin for good work-life balance. He snorts heroin for good work-life
Snorts
balance.
it.
He snorts it. People don't know it. It's better to snort it than to inject it.
I would imagine so.
Okay. But either way, he also has a book called Drug Use for Grown-Ups: Chasing Liberty in the Land of Free. And basically he just teeters on the whole approach that drug regulation is something that's more, it should be personal for me, just like how we drink and it's like it's legal, that he feels like drug use should be legal, and then because it's a personal thing, and as long as obviously it doesn't conflict with you or harming other people, for me it shouldn't be illegal. Like you shouldn't be frowned upon to do coke, to do heroin and stuff like I said. It's a Columbia fucking professor. He says he's done lines of heroin. He's done ecstasy or MDMA. He's done also bath salts.
Bath
Yeah,
salts
he
is
kind of
nuts.
lost me with the bath salts. I'm not gonna lie, but he said that for me. He's
He
done
lost me with
bath
the
salts a
heroin.
couple of times. But he says he sometimes, depending on how much he does in that specific day or that week, he might have like a little withdrawal from heroin, but it only lasts 10 days. But he says like for me, he's in control of his habit. And if you want to know more about that, for me, I think he just had a whole Joe Rogan episode 2 where he explains this further.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I know it got to be a good episode.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
1,000%.
So I just wanted to feel me. I don't know how y'all feel about drug regulation. If y'all were to do a drug other than weed, if y'all would do it, if the circumstances fit. I don't know.
I'm
Honestly,
cool.
I kind of
yeah.
find this very interesting.
I do. That's interesting because I know that when it comes to recreational usage of drugs, I just think about regulation, and then because obviously, not even that, just like in safety.
Yeah.
Because like obviously, if we want to put it out there, everybody can do it. How do we make sure everybody's safe? How do we make sure people that don't do it are safe, and people that are on it are acting safely? That's my concern, and I don't know how we monitor that. You know,
Samesies. But like that surprised me because when you think heroin, you think of an addict. You think of somebody that's not functioning too well. Like that's just the stigma around the the word.
Well, they say
heroin.
the same thing about coke. Like, in general, drugs that
Yeah.
are not weed, they have a bad stigma on
Of
it
course.
from Hollywood or just in general.
Yeah, especially because of Hollywood.
Exactly.
But it's like coke. even though it still has a bad a stigma, like if somebody say I do coke and somebody say I do heroin, niggas gonna look at the nigga that's doing heroin way crazier.
But my thing is that, again, I just feel like in general people, they don't know, or they just hang their hat on the stigma. They don't do their own research, because if you do perks, you've done heroin.
Pretty much,
exactly.
Yeah,
And a lot of people wouldn't know that.
Exactly.
It's just, again, it's the name and the stigma and whatnot. But if you're a functioning person and it's not hurting you, then I agree with them. But I also agree with Danny. It's like, how are you regulating it in a sense?
I feel like with the regulation thing, at least as far as the country is concerned, because the country is going to want to make money on it, that's when again, like, I feel like where they get it from, it starts off pure before they get to this country. Feel me? And then once it gets here, it gets stepped on. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if somehow somebody could be the middleman and get it here safe without it getting stepped on, because the reason it gets stepped on is because, one, is illegal. Two, they're trying to make the most money for their buck. Mm-hmm. The people that are in this world. So if there's somehow some way that we could get around that and people just get the pure, but then again, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to heroin and coke, nobody could take 100% purity. You're gonna die. I'm not gonna lie. So it has to get stepped on somehow. So it like you said, I guess it's weird. I think about the episode in The Wire when they had a little I felt
little city.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam, and feel me, and it solved at least the crime in the whole city. The crime went down because people were able to do. They had a secluded place for them. They were able to do what they want to do, and the cops are gonna look the other way. Which I didn't see nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you want people to be smart, but like, if you're gonna have a drug use, at least center it where it's out of the way of people that are just trying to do their day-to-day activities.
Right, makes sense.
So,
all right, so that wraps up the lunch line chatter. With that being said, we got to move on to our microphone chat. And with that being said, we're off to the topic of Scary Hours.
Scary Hours 2.
Scary Hours 2, sorry. Yeah. That was Drake's
what
little...
was the first one?
Diplomatic Immunity.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
and
okay.
What else was in there? I forgot what the other song was. But either way, Scary Hours 2 came out, features 3 songs. And I really, just to go first, I really think Drake was... Like, this gives me hope for what is to come.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I said the same thing.
These are by no means am I saying this is Drake's best work he just dropped, but these give me hope that if he's willing to put this out there just for teasers,
that the other shit gotta be stupid.
Then, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then the album gotta be coming crazy, you know what I'm saying? Pause. Because it's like, we start off the top, what's the first song? What's Next?
Yeah.
That clearly probably could have been a single. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is.
It's a single, but like, you know what I'm saying? That could have been the single off CLB.
It's fake a throwaway.
It's a throwaway, but I could see them putting money behind that and that becoming a bigger song. And then you got Want to Need, Lil Baby verse on there. Lil Baby went stupid on that shit.
That song was hard, bro.
Hard. Lil Baby went stupid on that.
You fuck with Lil Baby. Don't do that. Hey, you fuck with Drake. Niggas going crazy in here.
I told, again, okay, so for clarity, I didn't bump this. I didn't feel inclined to bump this. I heard What's Next only because... Feel me? I think I was with my mans and he played it for me. So I really don't feel inclined to bump any Drake's music. Like, I feel like Drake doesn't have anything for me to be interested to talk about. He doesn't feel inclined
to bump the biggest artist in the world.
Bro, it's
what
crazy.
Is he talking about?
Listen.
What is he talking about that's like gonna make me feel like inclined to bump him?
Anyway.
What is most niggas talk about to you?
Hov still drop gems.
All right, but Hov drop now and then.
We got other niggas still dropping gems.
What Pooh talking about? What Pooh talking about?
Pooh talking about bodying niggas. I like that. For me, like that. And again, Pooh Shiesty got bars, so at least he gives me that. It's not like Drake is giving me hard bars. Like,
so you don't like the content in which
bro, the nigga is talking about the same shit. He's talking about what's the line he said? He's talking about having sex with bitches. Respectfully, my fault. So, he's having sex with women. How much money he got? He's
Doesn't
sensitive.
Everybody talk about that? That's the content for everybody.
That's not what they're talking about, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is crazy, audience, because Ray is a known Drake hater. Like, growing up in high school and going through college.
I like old Drake. I always said I like old Drake.
He always said that. He hated Drake. But as the years went by in college, he's singing songs. He knowing lyrics.
That's because,
you know what I'm saying?
That has nothing to do with nothing.
And he became a whole Drake fan without admitting it to.
Exactly. He's a fan, bro.
Honestly, I feel you.
I'm a fan of Drake R&B.
But I don't.
That's the only. Is there Drake R&B on here? Is he singing or is it just rapping?
He doesn't sing on here.
He doesn't sing on here? No. Okay, so I'm definitely not interested. I'm not gonna hold you. Because I need to hear Jaded. I need to hear, like, feel me?
Niggas trying to cry,
things like that. Yeah, because that's Drake. I feel like that's when Drake be talking, like, in his bag. Feel me? That's when I hear the real Drake. All it is
bro,
just
the Lemon
shit
Pepper freestyle hard, bro.
What?
He in his bag, bro. With
What
Rick
song?
Ross, every song him and Rick Ross got together is a fucking.
I'm not gonna lie
banger.
though, Rick
I'm
Ross
not even
didn't
trying to
really.
hear that either.
Rick
Niggas
Ross-
be talking about, niggas was trying to jack. Oh, we want to collab tape. I'm not
No,
trying to
no,
hear
I
Rick
don't
Ross
need-
and Drake
I don't need
collab
a tape.
tape.
I don't need a tape. I don't need a
I ain't
tape.
asked for that.
I don't need a tape. I don't need
But
a
the
tape.
songs that they had together,
Niggas, I guess
They haven't. I was saying this because they was comparing like what's the best duo? Is it Drake, Weezy, Drake, Future, Drake, Ross? I'm like, Drake, Future got the biggest hits, but Drake Ross hasn't missed to me. And then Drake and Weezy, I don't know if they've missed. I can't think of every song they've done together, but I just kind of feel like they're third on that totem pole somehow. I don't think they have enough together.
they don't.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's my take. But either way, back to the song. I feel like Ross didn't even have to be on that joint. To be
He
honest,
didn't,
because
but it was
Drake
cool.
already spazzed for 4 minutes.
It was cool,
Ross didn't. Ross gave a good solid
It was a little-
verse. It was lemon pepper on the wings. You know what I'm saying?
I fucked with it, and I like you said, I completely am looking forward to the album whenever it comes out because there's gonna be some fire, man, and he will be listening to it eventually.
Nah,
Eventually.
yo, I'm not gonna lie. Dog demo, like I don't think I understand. I really don't feel inclined to bump Drake's music anymore. Like I didn't bump Dark Demo Daves. I didn't bump this.
Now, dog demo tapes, you ain't really
Like
listening.
I'm trying to tell you,
I liked it.
I don't feel inclined to bump this nigga music anymore, bro.
Hey, man.
I really be trying to bump the underground niggas, like niggas on the come up. Like I'm back to trying to find new people to listen to,
You want to listen to people that's talking about killing each other and gang activity.
or just niggas with bars.
All right. So I guess with that being said, we can wrap that up and go right into Free. I feel
Let's
like
pick a good segue.
Yeah.
it is. So I'm gonna go right into it. Free. Wow, we still don't have a drop. I'm just gonna, it's called Free. I'm gonna just play anything.
So you whores must think I'm playing.
So I'm just gonna play anything. That's the new drop. Free drops or just anything that's in my phone. Fuck it. But anyway, gang culture. So being that we're talking about killing niggas, all this other stuff, that's so normal to us. That's what we're like. Us hearing music like that doesn't shake us at all. So my question to y'all is: would you sacrifice the quality of music we get today for the betterment of our people? So if we were just could stop praising all that music, we'd never hear it anymore. So it would never influence another generation. But we'd have to get more music like Drake. We'd have to get more music like, you know what I'm saying?
Just not drill. Like,
Poppy music.
killing
Like just,
niggas.
nothing about killing niggas. Nothing really about selling drugs, really. Like just that poppy stuff, that love stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just got to sacrifice that just to better our people. Would we be for it?
My question,
Realistically.
my question was gonna be, what is considered quality music? Is
Okay, so maybe
the quality of the music?
yeah.
Okay,
Because obviously, when you take away pain from the black artist, a lot, and like, those experiences, we don't get a lot of the music we got. We don't got a lot of Hove music. Hove is not Hove if he's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are we willing to sacrifice potentially getting that in the future anymore for the betterment of our own people?
I say no.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just unrealistic. Feel me? I'm not trying to hear happy. That's what happened with disco. That's why everybody hated disco so much, because everyone was off fucking coke and having a good time partying. Like that shit didn't last long. So we also had a good time with a good spree of every song had a dance to it when we was coming up. That didn't really last too long after that. So it's like, I just think, yes, it sounds good. Like, yeah, let's just pack up all these drugs and people bodying each other. But this is actually stories that people be going through. Feel me? Like, it's not, obviously it's nothing to glorify, but I always say, as long, like, don't glorify it, but if you're just saying you're experiencing your story, then how can I get mad and knock you for doing that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, feel me? Like, it's unrealistic to think it's gonna be happy all the time. I'm not gonna lie, I love pain music, bro, because I feel like I'm still in pain right now. Feel me? I'm not happy like that personally. So it's like, why would I listen to happy music if I'm not? Yes, it makes me feel happy, but it's very momentarily. It doesn't last long. And again, it's unrealistic to think that to cancel all this, even if, again, we're gonna have disco. If we take all the pain music away and all that, it's disco era all over again. So that's just my take.
It's an interesting take.
I mean,
Yeah.
not glorifying it is a big thing, but that's the thing about it. Like, those artists make so much of their money by glorifying their gang affiliation. And sometimes that's all that they know. So you can't really blame them.
Yeah,
But
I mean, hey, this is just a caveat. This is no blame to anybody.
Yeah.
I get why we're here. You
But
know what
it
I'm saying?
sucks when it's like people like industry plants who aren't even like that, like 6ix9ine, for example, or allegedly CJ, you know, like people that they just put as to glorify that gang, you know, violence and all that, but they're not even like that. So you just feeding on to the, you know, the shit, the negativity in our community type shit. But like Ray said, it's not necessarily realistic. Would I be for it? I would try it. Like I don't watch the Chappelle show. You know what I'm saying? When he told us not to, but it wouldn't be realistic.
No, for sure. And like, I mean, obviously I didn't ask this because it was realistic. Like that's it probably will never happen.
Yeah.
But I was just saying like more so, would you do it if that was like a, like, you know, like you just mentioned, like how Chappelle just like, yo, just do me a favor, just don't watch my show.
I would try it.
You know what I'm saying? If everybody started coming out Hove, 50, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Just like, yo, like do me a favor. I said nah. But anyway,
Seuss actually one of the more positive rappers.
Yeah, you know. But anyway, you know, just came out just like, yo, like let's just not. You know what I'm saying? And then even the guys from the streets just like, yeah, like I'm done with that.
We off that, man.
We off that. Like, would that be something we, you know, before? You know what I'm saying?
That's something you would be for?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, my sentiments fall somewhere aligned between you guys. It's not realistic, and obviously we have to like take in a new form of music, and we'd have to get used to a new normal of what we hear, because I'm so used to hearing stories about struggling or stories about coming up, money, skin, whatever the case may be. So it'd just be really weird and a change in content, which would be, I don't know how I'd receive it. I'd have to experience it.
I was gonna say like what you said about Old Boy and CJ. You could also look at it the other perspective too, because do you really want to see a whole bunch of industry plants that's like Chance the Rapper? For me,
I would rather that than
I don't know, bro.
I'm never ever gonna want to hear or even see a fake gangster, bro. Like in any situation.
I hear you, but you see that every day though.
But I'm saying for them to be millionaires, to have millions of people following them and thinking that this is it, when you not even like
you
that,
right, you right.
Like I would never, I would Chance the Rapper any day, bro.
Also, just to. I don't want to dive too deep into this, but like either way, when it comes to that stuff too, with the industry plans and stuff like that, they also, this is something I learned over time too. It's like frequency wars that the industry and just people, the higher ups do, that supposedly is a certain frequency that we listen to, you know, the megahertz and shit like that.
I did hear about that.
No, because music that's a good point. Yeah. Like it's about like the frequency and then the repeating, like that 5 shit hit, like bow, like all that shit, like that shit. That's
what like really gets us more so than the actual content. Yeah. So it's like if people, maybe if you just switch their frequency up, maybe it would just hit different. Maybe I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with that. I'll probably do my own research.
That's like into the psychology of music and
but
stuff.
Yeah,
like
that. It's also a frequency thing too. I feel like more so than the actual.
Yeah, because the sound actually matters. Like physical sound and like the like progressions of the chords and things like that, and like this the beats, the hi hats, all that stuff matters. OD. That's why like we get the same sounds from like kind of a little bit from the drill shit. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward, shoot, we can go here. Ray, this is Ray's question, so I'll let Ray lead this one out.
Well, I mean, before we started the show and stuff like that, we were catching up. You know, a lot has happened in this 3-4 week span that we haven't been with each other. So basically, something happened personally that like made me really realize that like, you know, I'm 25, about to turn 26 this year, and it basically just helped me reassure that I'm kind of maturing, feel me? Like, it's good to know that you, feel me, that the old habits that you had are, like, you kind of put them to the side, and, like, you just grown as a person. So, like, that's why I was going to ask y'all, like, if y'all feel, or, like, are y'all growing as a people, are you growing as a person? If there was a moment that made you realize, like, okay, I've come a long way, are you, like, do you feel like you're not at that point yet in your life? Feel me? You still got some work to do, but, like, I really just wanted to know, like, feel me, we growing up, we grown men at this point, and, like, I just feel like it comes to a point where, like, old habits gotta die, and I realized this basically on the situation. I'm not really going to speak on it, but it was a situation where I could have went about it, and I thought about it in the old Ray sense, and I realized, like, nah, I'm not going to do that no more, like, feel me, I'm going to just face my problems more so head on and do what I gotta do.
I would say, well, I still got growing to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Always.
Personally, still got growing to do.
I'm growing, I'm here.
But I feel like one moment I could think of off the top was me not purchasing like something for like entertainment I think it was like a pair of sneakers or some shit like that, like $250 sneakers, something like that. And I really thought about it like that. Before, I would have never even thought about it. If I had it, I'm gonna get it. But now I'm like, damn, thinking about food for the next couple days and shit. And I'm like, damn, I really grew up.
You be feeling guilty.
Yeah,
now.
you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Like, yeah,
too.
do I really want to spend the $250 on this? But I feel like that was like a time I'm like, damn, I'm really growing up, son. But I still got some growing to do for sure.
For me, I mean, there's one situation that definitely was a scenario that I could say definitely was like a big step for me. But I mean, there were several smaller steps like on the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just the way I have conversations with people now, like I still am, but like in different ways, you know, like argumentative and debater. But like for the most part these days, like I don't really take conversations too much further than they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like before I used to be like, nah, I'm not leaving this conversation until you hear me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Like you want to win the argument.
But now it's just like, all right, cool. Like if that's where you stand, that's where you stand. And that's, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, I kind of left it at. And that was kind of a sign to me where it's like, all right, like there's some growth here. There's some maturity here for sure. Because like I said, it just was never a thing. Like I was never willingly leaving a conversation or a moment like knowing that you didn't hear me or understand me or got the better, you felt, you know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. You know?
Like I said, it's good to hear, son. Like I said, I've known y'all niggas a long time, so obviously I don't expect us all to still be the same when we first met. Feel me? So it's just I always say it's a good thing. Like we've that grown together and we continue to grow together. Feel me? And we haven't let outside entities like feel me part our ways.
Right.
All them bitches.
Feel me? So
Facts.
I just find this for me. I always say friendship this long is a beautiful thing.
No, 100%.
It's a beautiful thing because we could have been chalked it up if we really wanted to, but we still here.
Y'all niggas ain't. It's over, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, y'all not getting rid of me. It's over. It's
Say
over.
that eyes.
It's over.
We're attached at the hip. Moving down the free line. This is E's topic, so I'll let you take this one.
Shit, which one was that?
A line from film
Okay.
or TV.
So yeah, this just came to mind because one line that has like hit me OD when I was little was the Mr. Carter song. Lil Wayne said, "And I swear on everything, when I leave this earth, it's gonna be on both feet, never knees in the dirt." And that's a line that has stuck with me. I don't know why it like that line in itself is what it is. Like I want to get that line tatted and shit, but I really live that shit, bro. Like no matter what situation I'm gonna be in, I would never like bow down to a nigga like before like my last breath type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna stand on whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But and I just wanted to know if y'all had like a line from a movie or a lyric like that y'all stand on and that y'all live by.
It's funny because recently, it's not even like live by. I mean, I probably if I did some deeper thinking maybe, but recently, Steph Curry had actually said something.
Oh, that quote?
It stuck out to me crazy. I just happened to scroll past it. I wasn't even really looking for nothing Steph Curry related. But he was just like, basically, it's to sum it up, he was like, I got a lot to accomplish, but nothing to prove. And like there's a subtle difference there. Yeah. And I was like, that's really poignant and profound to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm at that point in my life now too, where like I have nothing. You know, like growing up, sometimes you would do things to appease other people, whatever. I'm beyond that. Like
fuck
completely.
that shit.
I'm like the point where it's like, yo, like yeah, I got a lot of things I want to do, and a lot of things to gain and accomplish, but I have nothing to prove to nobody, like at all. Like
it's more so for yourself.
Everything is for me now. Yeah. Like, and for me and those that I care about. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, like y'all the only niggas that can tell me like something about myself that like would make me be like, all right, like I gotta evaluate. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, nobody else really matters. I have nothing to prove to nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's
it's funny. My father told me that a long time ago. He was like, "Yo, like you got nothing to prove to me no more. For me, don't act like you got something to prove to me. For me, just worry about yourself." And I took that exactly how he took it for me, because I used to be like that. Like I used to try to prove my father, like want to do stuff to make him happy. And once he said that, it was like a weight off my shoulders, son.
I love you regardless.
Facts. For me, I mean, off the top of my head, a lyric that comes to my head is I actually have it tatted on my body. Is DMX intro for why is the song just slipping my mind? Slipping. Look at that. Before he starts rapping, he says this line. It says to live is to suffer, but to survive is to find the meaning in the suffering. So I thought that was very profound because you know, realistically, you know, I'm a Debbie Downer by heart. So life isn't really like for me like the quote says, like life is more so suffering, more so like they say, like Mobb Deep used to say, is hell on earth and shit like that. So basically, DMX just put a positive spin on it and was like, yo, like, you gotta find meaning in the suffering. You know what I mean? And I always took that. Like I said, I got it tatted on my body. I always said that as soon as I heard it, got it tatted on my body. And a quote from a movie that I always ring bell. I was just talking to you about it. Was A Bronx Tale. And it goes, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent, and the choices that you make will shape your life forever. So I feel like that's more straightforward. But I fully suggest the movie. If you ain't watched The Bronx Tale, I'm not gonna lie, you missing out on a great movie. But yeah, like for me, I never knew what wasted talent was until I got older, and then now you see that shit every day. You see wasted talent, people waste talent every day. So that might be one of the saddest things in life, is seeing niggas waste their talents. I'm not gonna front, because it's like, yo, you could have been so much better, bro. Could have been so much better. I don't want to be. I always say I never wanted that to be the case for me.
Right.
Feel me? So
I thought you was gonna do the Matrix quote.
Well, there's so much.
Like, but that's like, I've heard you say that quote a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was the quote. But yeah, man, just wanna read the room. Fredo, you got a quote? Anything that you stand on?
I had one, but I lost it.
Oh man,
Where's he? What did he say when I walked in?
Hey, nothing but lotion on a cat.
Yeah.
Niggas is nuts. All right, so
Fredo, you gotta put the dash, Fredo.
Facts.
So we don't have a drop for Cookie Crumbs, but off this segue, I actually have this drop. It's actually my bro talking. I just took a quick video of it. But since we're gonna get into a topic, I'm just gonna play this drop for it.
Fuck. I just got played.
So that leads me to the topic of what. This is Cookie Crumbs, by the way. What does or
no?
Let's
do the other one first.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
He didn't want to end it off.
I did not want to end it off. Don't do that. You know what? No, we gotta do it now. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
I wasn't privy to this conversation.
Forget it, bro.
What does or did it take for you to realize a girl you wanted is a dub?
So the reason why I put this is because Ephraim, we have a group chat or whatever, he was blacking. Because some shorty that's about to be 30 years old was texting like a fucking 18-year-old, 17-year-old. Like,
describe that.
What would you said if I would kiss you? Like that type of energy. The monkey faces. Like that type of energy, bro.
Sidebar, niggas said Boys to Men make music like that. That's so funny. Niggas had a whole Boys to Men stand.
So he said like that in itself just like turned him off completely. Like, she's a dub just off the strength of how she was texting him.
Nah,
so
that's very immature.
I just wanted to see like, what has there ever been a situation, or is there something in particular that if a woman does, it's like, nah, she's a dub.
That's tough. I mean, for me, it takes a lot because I'm willing to overlook a lot if my goal is not to necessarily be with you. Like, it depends on what my goal is.
No goal in mind. Just like, you just trying to
better than me. It don't matter. You do some shit. It's a dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
not
even no goal in mind.
It don't matter how
if
much
it's
I
something
might
that blows yours.
I hear the end goal is the end goal, but for me,
something that blows yours is over.
I mean, it depends on how much it blows my life. Cause like, feel me, if you the type that like, let's say you like to text me too much. You feel me? Like, you just don't leave me alone. Like, and then you're type to be like you up, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like OD text me bothering me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, throughout the day, I don't like over talking to people. Like,
oh my God.
There's like texting me, because you can text me all day where it's like sparingly, you know, we're just communicating.
And there could be a time in which y'all talking back and forth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to continually have conversations with you the entire time. And then you're like asking like, oh, you sleep? Like, you call me at work? Like, nah, like, leave me alone, bro. Leave me the hell alone. You had
so
don't
experiences.
Bother me. Yeah, I've had multiple experiences like that. Like, leave me alone.
I feel like every person, every male or woman that has experienced something like that.
Yeah, so like, I just don't like being like
niggas
hounded.
Forget that distance make the heart grow fonder, like they say. I mean, like, yo, I'm at work. I can't talk to you like that. Like,
I don't want to, bro. Like, you feel me?
For me, it could be a variety of things. I'm not gonna front. It could be the way you dress. It might pop out in a bad fit. I might just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Yeah, for me, I've seen some bad fits where I'm just like, yo, you're valid, but that fit really just dubbed you down,
for
bro.
me, with bad fits, it's like, it depends on where I switch. Because like, this bad fits, because there's a spectrum for me. It's like, bad fits like, damn, I wouldn't have wore that. And bad fits like, you tried too hard and you missed. So like, it's a spectrum for me.
Like I said, I've seen bad fits where I'm just completely turned off. Like that's how
Because
bad
like the
fit
felines
was.
is a
For me, the
bad.
felines is a no-go. Now,
Like-
I'm on the
felines
verge with the
is-
CDGs. I gotta pack them up.
Nah, you are. I like to
CDGs?
see
What?
that. I like to see that.
Nah, pack the CDGs.
I just wore mine today, bro. That just wore mine
That's
today.
why he said that.
I just wore mine to work.
He's triggered a little bit. I mean, it could be the fits again. It could be if I get like real super. It's funny how I'm picking back. Like I'm gonna say that if I get real superficial vibes, more so in the sense like you gotta post everything.
Oh my god, bro.
Like that shit really
y'all
blows
niggas is potting, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Cause I personally I don't post like that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't post.
Yeah, bro.
My social media choice is Twitter, and you just see me talk my shit. That's it. But as far as like recording everything, I like my sense of privacy.
We could do another topic on that alone.
Yeah,
but
that was gonna be mine. Like the whole like you think the internet is more important than it actually is.
Yeah.
Like if I see that, it's like, oh my god, you OD'ing. And the other thing is if you can't even continuously have a conversation. Like if you wanted to.
Very true.
Like what are you doing? Like that's your thing. Like what are you doing is always
That's a fact.
do not tell me what are you doing more than once or twice a day. And
fact,
if
they
that,
have to
like
be
you know what I'm saying?
very far apart if you're gonna.
You know
do
what
it.
exactly,
fact.
bro. Like exactly. Like that shit. When I see that, I'm like, I bet.
Like I'd rather not speak than you ask me like what you doing.
Yeah.
Like, you come up with something else, then hit me.
Now
back.
I'm gonna give you a
I'm
job
gonna lie, that's another
response.
thing. That's another thing. If you can't deal with silence,
bro, exactly. Yo, you gotta be
dog.
comfortable with silence, man.
Fact.
You
I
I mean,
gotta
there's
be comfortable with
nothing
silence.
wrong with silence. If we
can shut up for a second.
Exactly. If we got nothing to talk about, let it rock.
That's what I'm saying. It's beauty in silence a lot of times.
Saying, we watching this movie. Let's just watch the movie.
Right.
If I put a turn on the movie, I'm not even trying to really talk.
That's exactly.
We can say comments here and there.
Yeah, but like, I mean, sometimes people don't know how to deal with silence. That shit could be a dub in itself. So,
What about you, Fredo? You jacking?
That's a lot of things, man.
Pop said to speak a little closer to the mic because he couldn't really hear you no matter how close the mic was.
Hey, you good
There's
now.
a lot of things, but as y'all said, bad conversation is definitely one. Like if you're not comfortable in silence, I can't really fuck with that. Forced conversation for sure. If you just have like really basic interests, I don't really like that either. Like you know what I mean? Like if you just caught up in the wrong things,
Right.
I don't really
Right.
fuck with that. Like one time I was in LA with a girl, and she was talking about like the houses in Beverly Hills. I'm like, oh, but, like we was driving through the hills.
Mhm.
She was talking about Calabasas. I'm like, oh, but these shits is rich as hell too. She's like, oh yeah, but not like the ones that Kylie Jenner be with. I'm like,
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, all right,
that's bad day room, son.
That's dick rotted.
bro. Like
She don't know
we
you,
was-
bro.
We was going by the Hollywood sign. You been to LA, you know, like by the Hollywood sign, there's some up ass houses over there. So
But that's not where Kylie Jenner lived.
no, it's not.
I still wouldn't mind living right by the Hollywood sign. Shouldn't me? Fuck it.
Wow. That's some
Yeah, so
super.
something like that.
We having big
Like,
aspirations
all
with
right.
nothing to show for it.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. Nasty work.
That's that what it be. That should be blowing on, son.
Facts. But in the interest of time, let's move on to our last topic of the night.
All right, so I'm gonna say this because this is my topic again.
Please say it politically correct. Right?
I will.
Fredo, make sure you said
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Get
gonna-
over this.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't here for the pre-production.
Media training.
So I had a conversation with it was with a woman, feel me, and I don't know how the topic arose, but I was divulging my experience of like when homosexual men have tried to talk to me before. Because also not with this woman, it's just a conversation I also had with Dexter, you know, Teddy and us. The roles, because I guess
Shout out Billy.
I was gonna say, I guess like over time, in retrospect, this is gonna happen. Like, for me, if it hasn't happened to you, it might happen down the line. Like they say, I guess you're supposed to take it with a compliment. I don't really take it as a compliment. I just take it for what it is. But so I just so basically, like this is story time of when homosexual men have tried to talk to you. If you felt uncomfortable, obviously, how did it go? Like for me, I was working one time in my old job being a messenger, and we were on a moving job, and it was the doorman. And now I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my I don't know if this is politically correct, so if you gotta beat me,
Your gaydar?
Yeah, my gaydar. Feel me? I think it's better than most. So I usually like have a good way of depicting whether or not
He might be homosexual.
yeah, feel me? Either way. Yo, you see why I live for me. I'm trying to have a joke. Stop. But either way, so I'm in the building and it was like the doorman or like one of the guys, like the I don't even know, was he bodyguard? Like he's in charge of the mailroom. Either way, so I didn't get no inkling. Regular guy. He's actually a black guy too. I'm going up and down, moving furniture from the top floor to the truck. And this one time I came down, I was dolly. I'm moving the little dolly and shit. And then all the guy said was, "Oh, I think you dropped something." And I like in my head, I was like, "Did I?" And I looked down, it's like a little piece of paper, like balled up or something like this, like a little ass piece of paper.
Nope.
Yo, either way, I was like
12.
I was like, I just look in my head, I was like,
What is it?
Did I drop this? I don't know, but I picked it up. I didn't. In my head, I was like, yo, I started having like questions. So I was like, yo, I'm not gonna open this in front of him. You wildin'. I was like, I'm wildin' because if this is what I think it is, I'm not. Nah, hell no.
Nah.
So
Look in the paper,
I bought it back. I bought the dolly to the truck for me, loaded the truck, and right before I went back inside, looking, and yeah, it was his number for me, his name, and I was just like. I was like, yo.
Now, what happened when you went back in there?
Yo, for the rest of I didn't say nothing.
Contact?
I didn't. Yeah, my peripheral did not. My peripheral was for me. I had blinders on the rest of the night. I don't know what that. Yeah, but either way, I was just like, yo, that was a funny time to dude try to talk to me before, so I'm not gonna front.
There was one time recently, like 8 months ago, or whatever. When I was working at the hotel front desk, there was a group. People, like a family, like they had 2-3 rooms or whatever, mad people or whatever. And it was this one guy who kept going back and forth. Then he decided to come to the desk.
Okay.
He said, "I got a question for you." I said, "How can I help you, sir?" He was like, "You gay?" I'm like, "No."
I respect the bluntness.
He was like, "All right, just checking." And then he walked away. I'm like, "What?"
I respect that more
You
than
trying to get the temperature at the desk, bro.
Yeah, but I've never said no so fast, like instinctively. Bro. Like, I was like, that was aggressive. But he went about his business after that. But that was the most recent time. I was like, shit.
For me,
I want to tell you your answer because you being dense.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, for me, I know it has to do with
I have
dance.
like countless stories. I got at least 5 off the top.
Nigga said 5.
And that's not even counting like just in regular walks. This is all through dance and shit. But let's think of the most.
So this is a regular thing,
bro.